Stocks are plummeting as the trade war continues. A person with the measles recently visited Great Wolf Lodge. And storm systems are causing floods across the South.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining ntTV News at Noon. I'm Adriana Rivera.
And I'm Brooke Deering. Retirement funds are suffering after S&P 500, Dow, and Nasdaq futures plunged yesterday due to new tariffs. Republican Congressman Don Bacon says he'll introduce a bill today that would rein in President Trump's tariff powers. This bill is predicted to have a tough time passing the House, but may get enough bipartisan votes to pass in the Senate. For now, Trump administration says they will be sticking around. CNN's Amy Kiley reports.
U.S. stock futures yesterday back sell-offs last week.
I went back and I looked for drops of 15% with a president who was inheriting a bull market. There's only one dude on your screen. It's Donald John Trump.
Here's the president responding last night when asked about the market volatility.
I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something.
A universal 10% tariff on all imports is now in effect after starting on Saturday. This Wednesday, additional duties on products from dozens of countries are set to begin.
There is no postponing. They are definitely going to stay in place for days and weeks.
President Donald Trump says he only wants to make deals with countries that close trade deficits with the U.S. He insists tariffs will be good for Americans in the end and predicts a resurgence of U.S. manufacturing. Experts agree the duties might help certain domestic producers, but most mainstream economists say they will also lead to higher prices.
Basically, at this point, you average all these different companies together who put forecasts out on the chance of a recession. It's about 50-50.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Economists say that the odds of another recession are more likely after President Trump's tariffs. Experts at Goldman Sachs raised their 12-month recession probability from 35% to 40%. The investment bank said foreign boycotts and uncertainty in the trade war are impacting spending more than previously assumed. Goldman says the downturn will worsen if tariff threats are carried out. Other large banks such as JP Morgan Chase has forecasted a 60% chance of recession.
And because of these new decisions made by the executive office, hundreds are taking to the streets nationwide, including right here in Denton, Texas. This past Saturday, Denton Square was a sea of posters reading, quote, "Hands off our voting rights, Social Security, and First Amendment rights," end quote. These efforts are all part of the hands-off protests by those in opposition of Trump's administration. This movement has flooded social media with over 1,300 protests breaking out across the country. Critics pointed out that this protest aimed specifically at stock market statistics, violated constitutional rights, and threatened Social Security. The movement is expected to grow and continue gathering at capitals and federal buildings.
Well, it's been a chilly week here in North Texas, and it looks like this weather isn't done keeping us on our toes.
And I know, let's toss it over to our weather anchor, Michaela Dixon, to see what's in store for today. Michaela?
That's right, you guys. Today, temperatures are starting at 67 degrees, feeling like 56 with a wind speed of 9 miles per hour. Tonight's conditions will drop down to 40 degrees, feeling like 38 degrees with a wind speed of 6 miles per hour. Tomorrow's conditions are finally looking like spring with a high 75 degrees, feeling like 77 and a wind speed of 10 miles per hour. Thank you, guys. Back to y'all at the desk.
Officials say a person with the measles went to Great Wolf Lodge in Grapevine recently. The person is believed to be infectious at the time of their stay from Friday, March 28th to Sunday, March 30th. Additionally, the person visited the Grapevine Mills Mall on Sunday, March 30th. The measles disease is a very contagious and can remain in the air for 2 hours after the person has left. Great Wolf Lodge has released a statement stating there is no need for concern among current and future guests. This news comes as state officials reports 59 new measles cases in connection with the West Texas outbreak, bringing the total close to 500 total infections since late January.
An unvaccinated child in Lubbock, Texas has sadly passed away. It's been revealed that this is the second death due to measles outbreaks in Texas. Hospital officials are saying the child was unvaccinated and had no underlying health issues prior. A Trump administration official told the New York Times the child's cause of death is, quote, still being looked at, end quote. This is the second confirmed death linked to the outbreak. And while the first death was linked to being unvaccinated, there is still an open case on a new death in New Mexico. There have been at least 569 cases of measles in at least 3 states, but the majority were unvaccinated people in Texas.
Severe weather has been causing many problems for the South and the Midwest.
And later, see if any of these nighttime dines are calling you. We'll be right back.
All right, look up here. 1, 2, 3. Mom, Dad, I got it. You're right, Mom. I have.
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
Hey you! Yeah, you. Tax day is right around the corner, and the IRS has free resources to help you. Just visit their website or contact our volunteer income tax program at 800-906-9887. You don't want the IRS knocking at your door. Whew, I guess it's too late for you. Pay now or pay later with interest. File your taxes.
Strong storm systems have triggered severe flooding across the mid-United States. Having already killed at least 16 people across multiple states, alerts for these storms have been going off through Sunday. CNN's Michael Yoshida has the story.
A series of strong storms triggering historic flooding across the central U.S. This in Hardy, Arkansas, a small town in the northern part of the state just below the Missouri state line, where water from the Spring River has swarmed the area.
We're just getting a lot of water right now. This affects a lot of people. This has changed a lot of people's lives.
Many homes surrounded by water. In some structures, all you can see are the roofs. The Spring River, which flows through Hardy, Arkansas, is supposed to be between the trees on those banks and these trees. As you can see, though, the water's flooding out over the banks, taking over this entire park. You can see debris throughout, buildings with water right up to the roofs. The water also overtaking nearby train tracks, a historic flooding event for this town. The rushing water has made it tricky for emergency crews to rescue people stranded.
We got to the point where it was too dangerous to put a boat in the river.
Further south in Lake City, Arkansas, a tornado causing catastrophic damage, cars mangled in trees, and many homes destroyed.
So it was like we couldn't do anything. And we had to leave it behind, and we're just like, we're trying. And today, hopefully, we can get, if not all of it done, the actual things that we need. You know, hopefully it's salvageable.
More extreme weather is on the way. Millions of people from northern Texas up to Pennsylvania could see excessive rainfall and severe storms through Sunday. In Hardy, Arkansas, I'm Michael Yoshida.
As of this morning, over 12 million people are under flood warnings. Flooding is a major concern since over a foot of rain has fallen across the South and Midwest since Wednesday. In Kentucky, the flooding has triggered statewide evacuations and water rescues. The Kentucky River is expected to hit a record 49.5 feet, the highest level since 1978. Governor Andy Beshear declared a state of emergency last week. Over a dozen daily rainfall records were also set in Arkansas and Tennessee over the weekend.
Now, Adriana, I'm so glad this cold front won't be here for long, but it was nice while it lasted.
Wasn't something I was looking forward to, but I am ready to see those high temps. Michaela, can you give us something to look forward to?
Yes, well, today temperatures aren't too high, but it's still not too bad. Today we have 60s all across the board, starting with Denton at 67 degrees, Gainesville at 67 also, Sherman over here at 66, McKinney at 66, Dallas at 67, Sulphur Springs over here at 64, and then Paris over here at 65. And then for our regional map, we also have 60s all across the board, starting with Shreveport at 66, Houston at 69, Oklahoma at 68, Austin a little bit higher at 72, Amarillo over here at 68, and then El Paso over here at 71. April showers sure was in full effect last week, but luckily this week we have better weather, starting with Tuesday at 75 degrees at the highest and 50 at the lowest. Wednesday and Thursday are both in the 80s. Friday, we're looking at 79 degrees at the highest and 52 at the lowest. Saturday and Sunday, both in the high 80s with 60s at the lowest. And then Monday at 82 degrees at the highest and then 58 at the lowest. Thank you guys. That's all for me. And then back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Michaela. Last December, a house fire tragically killed 103-year-old Dante Bossi and his 87-year-old wife, Marilyn Bradley Bossi. Police have now determined Bradley Bossi's death to be a homicide, but the manner of death is still unknown. Investigators found evidence to suggest the fire was arson after a burned wire found at the home was tested positive for gasoline. A similar instance occurred at a Wendy's along I-35 the day before and at a daycare a month later. Investigators believe all of these events to be connected as a possible string of arsons. The investigation is still ongoing.
The Denton Fire Department has reached a new record in emergency calls. Reporter Troyce Murphy has more on what these calls have consisted of and improvements the department is making to respond more effectively.
Thanks, Adriana. The Denton Fire Department has released reports indicating the department reached a record high in number of calls. In 2024, the department responded to 23,012 calls, which is almost 1,000 more than the year prior. The calls consisted of rubbish fires, grass fires, vehicle fires, and unauthorized burnings, the most being unattended cooking and candles. The department has estimated that by the end of 2025, the call volume will reach 25,000. Districts 8 and 2 had the highest amount of incidents, reaching a total of 90 each, and District 7 had the least amount with a total of 29. The fire department was not the only one to see an increase in calls, as emergency medical services transported 11,706 patients to the hospital, which is a 7% increase from the year prior. In order to keep up with the high call rates, the Denton EMS department has invested in upgrades that will allow them to better respond to emergencies, some of which include paramedic bikes, which will allow first responders to carry medical supplies to deploy during special events. That's all from me. I'm going to send it back over to you at the desk.
Thanks, Troyce. A newly discovered ancient tomb in Egypt has been found by archaeologists. The tomb that's been uncovered is made of limestone, and experts say this could reveal missing details on the Egyptian royalty 3,600 years ago. The burial chamber presents walls covered in hieroglyphic text, but unfortunately, archaeologists found that the text has been damaged. by grave robbers over the year, leaving many of the text unreadable. Because of this, there were also no skeletons to identify who the tombs could have belonged to. So that identity still remains a mystery. Researchers and archaeologists from the University of Pennsylvania discovered this entire burial chamber in January in the city of Abydos. This location was critical to deducing which ancient royal dynasty could have owned this tomb, but as historians would like to add, this only reveals so much about the ancient royalty.
That seems like a scene out of a movie, but if you are in a movie mood this week, one movie might have you creeping to the theater.
That's right. We'll see if the Minecraft movie broke Block's office. Don't go anywhere.
Looking to open a free checking or savings account but don't know where to start? Check out DebtQ Credit Union right here on campus. Get your Mean Green debit card instantly or apply for a DebtQ Visa credit card today. Your school, your card. Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for DebtQ's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.datq.org to learn more. DatQ, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for a delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
President Donald Trump has unveiled his $5 million gold Visa card that has his face on it. Back in February, Trump proposed a gold card program that would offer residency to individuals that pay the $5 million asking price. He says the card will be out in less than 2 weeks, but he does not seem very certain of it. This announcement comes off of the worst single-day loss in Wall Street in years, where the Dow Jones dropped 4%. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said that 1,000 cards have been sold and will be offered to the 37 million people across the world, resulting in potential $1 trillion in revenue for the United States.
The Texas government has passed a bill that would allow Elon Musk to close beaches for test launches. Starbase City is headquarters for SpaceX and serves as its main testing and production. With Senate Bill 2188 would allow Musk to close beaches during weekdays for launch tests. Some senators are concerned that the Texas Senate would be giving SpaceX too much power, with the Cameron County Commissioners Court opposing the bill. But the bill has yet to be considered in the Texas House.
The National Park Service has removed a reference to Harriet Tubman on a webpage about the Underground Railroad. The webpage used to lead with an image and quote from Tubman, but a comparison of web pages show that those items have since been removed. References to enslaved people in the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850 were also removed. This change may come from a government directive to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion from government websites. She is not completely removed from the sites, as there is an entire webpage from the NPS about Tubman.
Adriana, finals are right around the corner, and honestly, with all the studying I have to do, cooking is the last thing that's on my mind.
Same here. I've had so much studying to do. Can't even think about dinner.
Oh yeah, same. Luckily, our segment anchor, Layla Twine, has some food options around Denton to keep appetites at bay. Layla?
I heard finals are coming up, and that usually means long night studying, rushing to finish papers, and sometimes even skipping dinner. If you find yourself working late and getting hungry, Denton have plenty of late night spots on open past midnight. DP dough, insomnia cookies, and cricket crust are all perfect for a late night study break snack. And the best part, all but one are right off on Fry Street. That's all from me. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Layla. An American YouTuber was arrested on March 31st, 2 days after he set foot on North Centennial Island and leaving a Diet Coke can on the island. The island has a population of people that have been isolated from the outside world for thousands of years. Indian officials have limited contacts to a very rare gift-giving exchange. The YouTuber Polavok had stayed on the beach blowing a whistle, waiting for the response from islanders when he got none. He left on his boat, leaving his Diet Coke can and a coconut as an offering. A fisherman spotted him as he was leaving and reported him to the authorities, where he was later arrested. He's set to appear in court again on April 17th.
This weekend, a Minecraft movie was released, showing how our childhood would look on the silver screen. And the movie smashed multiple records in just the first weekend. CNN's David Daniel has the preview.
In the overworld, wow, anything you can dream about, you can create.
A Minecraft movie puts Jack Black and friends in the world of the game.
This place makes no sense.
Don't I know it?
The cast praised director Jared Hess and the production and art departments.
A lot of our sets were built up practically, so you could interact with everything, you could touch things, so I think that really helped us in our performance.
I mean, Jared just has such a good idea of, the movie.
We wanted the world to be very tactile and lived in and real, and so we built the sets that you see in the film. So it was really surreal coming on a set every day and being in a life-size, organic Minecraft forest or in a Minecraft village.
Before making the movie, cast members got into the game.
Took a few days of hardcore study to really know how to play the game. But once I cracked the code, I felt like I was able to communicate with my boys about it in a way that I hadn't been before.
I knew a lot of the older Minecraft stuff, but when I signed on to this, I definitely had to refresh my memory and update myself on all the new stuff that they've put in.
Don't worry! I'm gonna cushion our fall with this water bucket! Release!
People can escape their real life and just go into this building world and make whatever they want, you know what I mean? And it's a community down there too, you can craft and build with people. And I feel like that's what people are looking for.
It's escape, and it's uplifting in a time when I think we could all use some.
Let's do this.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
The movie did way better than many expected, with $150 million made opening weekend, being the highest grossing weekend of the year and of any video game movie adaptation to date, higher than the Mario and the Five Nights at Freddy's movies. The studio showed what they had been crafting all these years.
Denton's very own Brianna Nix is still killing it in American Idol, as she competed in the Showstoppers round last night. The Denton local stunned Carrie Underwood with her rendition of, quote, Jesus Take the Wheel, end quote. Well, last night, Brianna gave a stunning performance with Judge Luke Bryan getting a, quote, full body chills, end quote. Brianna met up with her son and husband, saying it was such a high, being able to give the world a performance of a lifetime. If you missed the show last night, the episode will be on Hulu today, so make sure to go out and support our local star.
I don't know about you, Adriana, but I'm not a huge sports person, meaning my March Madness bracket didn't make it very far.
Yeah, mine was over the first week, Brooke. Yeah. So I totally feel you. Let's pitch it over to our sports anchor, Navaya Pantoja, for the latest news. Navaya?
Thanks, Adriana. A lot of events happened this weekend, but once we come back from break, I'll be discussing UNT sports and giving a March Madness recap. Don't go anywhere. ntTV will be right back.
There's no harm in wanting to have fun while in college, but it's easy to lose track of how much you've had. Apps like Drink Control and Alkadroid can help keep track of your consumption and blood alcohol levels. If you or someone else does drink too much, the signs of alcohol poisoning are as follows: pale skin, vomiting, confusion, low body temperatures, irregular breathing, blacking out, and it's hard to wake up or cannot be woken up.
Dude, are you okay? Hey, what's wrong? Wake up.
It's an exciting time of year, but it's important to be responsible. If you suspect someone is suffering from alcohol poisoning, get help immediately. You will not get in trouble for seeking help if you are underage. For more info and resources, go to UNT's Division of Student Affairs.
This past Friday, a press conference was held to introduce new men's head basketball coach Daniel Robinson. Robinson was previously the head coach at Cleveland State, but has made his way to Texas as the new head for UNT men's hoops. Daniel Robinson vows to build on great era in UNT basketball history as he takes over the program. Robinson already has 3 players who have announced they will follow him from Cleveland State to UNT, including his son, forward Reese Robinson, who attended Friday's press conference. Robinson also said a few members of his Cleveland State staff will also join him here in Denton. We're excited to see what he can do in the future for our Mean Green. To continue on our basketball talk, March Madness is living up to its name. If you missed out, the University of Houston and Duke played this past weekend in the semifinals. Duke led the first half of the game, but the Cougars clawed back and took the lead in the last 30 seconds. The underdog, U of H, won by the final score of 70-67. Tonight, March Madness comes to an end for the men's team as the Florida Gators take on the Houston Cougars tonight. You can watch on YouTube TV or Paramount Plus at 7:50 p.m. UConn's women's basketball team is celebrating another winning title, the 12th national championship this past weekend. Senior Paige Beckers checked out of her last game very emotionally as a Husky and will now move on to the WNBA. Paige is the projected first overall pick, which is owned by our Dallas Wings. UNT women's softball team swept UTSA in a doubleheader here at home. Starting pitcher Anika Anderson matched her season high mark of 5 strikeouts and 1 walk. Coach Rodney Long said in an interview, quote, "I thought we played pretty well, quote. We pitched well and faced a little adversity today, being down 4 runs and came back to get a run rule. We're swinging the bat right now and we're pretty confident, so it's a good time to start playing well, quote. The team carries a 6-game winning streak heading into Tarleton State tomorrow night. First pitch set for 6 p.m. Make sure to tune in on ESPN Plus and support your Mean Green. That's all I have for sports today. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Navaya, and thanks for watching ntTV News at Noon.
Join us again tonight at 6 and tomorrow here at noon, here on North Texas Television.